against former team tonight. Just how does it feel to be back here and once again facing the Sabres?
Yeah, I've been doing this now for 3 years as well, so there's less and less, I would say, feelings attached to it. There's a completely different team. I think it's only like 4 or 5 guys still here since I was in Buffalo. So, it would be different if it was still like more than half the team and you have those sort of relationships still there. But now I've started a new bubble and have my new squad here, a new family. So I'm excited about playing some good offenders hockey here in Buffalo.
You said there's less and less feelings. What feelings do still linger about your time here with this organization?
I mean, I had some great years as well. Obviously, we didn't have the results that we wanted, and everybody can say the same thing for teams that doesn't make the playoffs or win. But at the same time, I have a lot of gratitude towards the organization, a lot of gratitude towards the guys and the coaches, the staff, everybody that works around there, and it's also the city in its own. I felt always appreciated. Always felt that this is a place where I felt safe and happy to be here. Talking to people and know that the Sabres are a big thing for this city, together with the Bills, and so those are sort of like the big gist of it.
Does it make it easier coming back now that there's fewer people over on the other side? Does it just make it more like a regular game?
Yeah, no, I would say so. The less and less people that you played in this team with, it certainly makes it easier to sort of like that. Yeah, it started to be like, oh, it's my former team, but now it's more like just another team. I've always can appreciate the good times that I've had here, but also now I look forward and I don't have to, think about, the old tendencies of my former teammates or stuff like that. So for the mental part of it, it's sort of a relief, I would say, because I'm a very emotional guy and I have a lot of, I've become very invested in the place that I live in. And so coming in here now, I felt like, hey, there's a little bit different feeling, going to Marriott. So I haven't been there for 6 years, so that was also a change of scenery.
From a playing perspective, how would you like to approach tonight's game on the ice?
Good question. It would be to start off, we're just going to be the same as always. It's just another team. It's just another different building, another day. But at the same time, have the respect towards the opponents as well, because I've said it before, this league is very humbling, and if you come in here with a half-assed attitude, you're going to get run out the building. And so this is a time for us to really build off of what we're trying to achieve, accomplish as a team as a whole, and seize the day sort of a thing when it comes to these games, because they're important down the line.
The last 3 games have been an example of that. Team's only given up 3 goals in the last 3.
Yeah, you can see that things are coming together. Guys are starting to figure out what their role in the team are, what the responsibilities are as well, and it's going to be tougher. It's always like that. Every 20 games or so, the level goes up a little bit, so you got to be continuing and developing your team and team game and the intensity that you bring to the game, because once you get into those dog days, so like game 50, 60, and you're still in it, like there's a good chance that you're going to make it, but you don't want to end up being on the wrong side of the playoff line when those days are coming.
Just the way the team has played defensively over the last 3 games, is it a strong indication of the team heading in the right direction with continuous play that way?
Yes. I mean, like you said, I think we have been showing some guys getting used to the defensive system that we've been playing. I know at the beginning there was an adjustment period, but I think guys are starting to grasp it pretty well right now, and it's shown pretty well in the last couple of games.
Nick, is it all about just full commitment to that style?
Yeah, but it's also just guys have played different defensive styles in the past, so it's getting used to that and trying to make the right reads at the right time. I know myself have been guilty of a few mistakes that I would normally do in other defensive systems that doesn't work in this system. So it's just continuously recognizing those situations and making the best reads you can.
You and Thomas have been the most consistent defensive pairing on the team this year. Just how are you getting more comfortable now, I think 11 games in?
I mean, I think it's a combination of everything. Obviously, everyone on this team is a high skill level, and the will to work is always there. So everyone's sprinting all over the ice to help each other, and they really want to help each other. So I think that's a big part of the game, is when you have all 5 guys on the ice that are buying into to one goal in that sense. And then I think the system plays well into like my strengths. Skating and defending has always been a strong suit of mine, and I think the systems really complement that well. So I think those are a combination of all those things. That's been the reason.
What's the challenge to the Buffalo Sabres coming into this on a 3-game losing skid? Divisional rival. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a desperate team that we're going to be playing. I mean, we've been not in the exact same situation, but we've dropped a couple games where we know we have to show up this game, and that's a must-win. And I'm sure that's their mentality coming into this game. And on the flip side, I think our mentality is similar because we can't just keep kind of skipping along, going win one game, lose one, win two, lose two, hovering around 500. We got to start making some separation here in the standings, and this is going to be a huge game for us.
On the defensive side of things, it's also a highly offensive team. Just what are some of the keys for you guys from a D group, of course?
Well, just keep building defensively like we have in the D zone, but I know they got some guys that will want to try to get behind us and to create offense, so that's something we got to keep an eye on and make sure we're not giving up any breakaways or odd-man rushes. But yeah, just continue to build as a 5-man unit in the D zone. I think it's going to be hard for teams to score.
News on lineup changes. You've been starting goalie.
Linus will play tonight. Same lineup as last game.
Zub obviously getting closer.
Yep. Get another good work day today, and he's not far away.
Was there anything else you found out from the trainers yesterday after practice, just on how he's doing?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing great. Just feel like he needs another couple practices, another couple skates.
What's working defensively for your hockey club here? 3 goals in the last 3 games.
I think it's a commitment. We're getting buy-in from everyone in our group. If you cheat or take shortcuts, you're usually not going to be very good defensively. And guys have played well in their own zone.
We heard the last game, some of the guys mentioned coming off the back-to-back, they were like a bit tired, but they got things going.
Yeah.
How do you make sure you keep the focus now that you've had a bit of rest coming into this game?
Yeah, we've had a day off. Good practice yesterday. I don't think, physically we should be ready to go. We've talked about, being an everyday team, so we're not dwelling on anything from the past. You got to live in the present and live in the future game that we have tonight.
What's the challenge of facing a team that has 3 losses?
Yeah, they're going to be hungry to win. They've put up some good numbers. They've got an offensive crew over there that can score in a bunch of different ways, and we're going to have to be ready to go tonight for sure.
Also a divisional rival, and one that's kind of in a similar position of you guys in terms of rebuilds and hunger.
Yeah.
Do you guys see some comparisons to yourself with the Sabres?
We're not comparing ourselves to anyone. We're worried about ourselves, worried about our own game. Obviously we'll have a pre-scout on Buffalo. It's a nice narrative from the outside, but we're worried about our own locker room and how we play.